Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time of day. Let's get this. Come on, come on. Hello. Wonder if there's gonna be another core party before I leave here. Yes, I know my bot is full. I'm just trying to fill my jars so I'll be done with this inventory. Jar's almost full. Then I'll have one more after that, and then we should be getting a good chunk of XP. Maybe not level, but close. Can we get this jar filled? I know we're getting close. Halfway to this last jar. Two-thirds on this last jar. Almost there. Three more. 2, 1. So, there's a Yaktrack step done. Ooh, next one's fire making. I wonder if proteins would work for this. Well, one way to find out. Okay, now that I've unlocked the bank, I'll bring that back. So equip that and that. That. Okay, and I'm gonna go over to the fort and skill there, so I can get the bonus. This shouldn't be Minecraft, it should be RuneScape. Did it not update my game correctly? Why does it do that? Well, here, updating it now. Is it not gonna update? There's Twitch now, I'll do YouTube too. The multi-stream that I'm using to broadcast, it doesn't automatically save the game when you click go live, so that's what was happening. How are you on this fine day? I've been playing for almost 20 years, and I've been slowly grinding out my 120s here, and just about halfway there, so. There's a upgraded cape that you can get if you have all 120s now, called a Master Max, and there's a version of it that's a trimmed completionist. So I'm actually one piece off ECB on my log for this account. My Iron account, it didn't really get past mid game. It couldn't afford to keep up membership on multiple accounts. I have like almost base 70s on my Iron Man, and when bonds got to 80 mil a piece, it was hard to generate the gold to keep up with multiple accounts. So I've just been playing on the main and trying to get it finished. Don't get me wrong, I respect irons. Just, I would agree that mid game is where irons struggle. Mid to end game. Yeah, and it being 1.9 bill if you use bonds to buy membership for the year. Right now I'm just doing Yaktrack. I know proteins don't work for Yaktrack, but the skill and kill does. And two levels away from being level 113 all, or halfway to 120 all. At least the bond prices in old school aren't as bad as they are in RS3, but still you require either bonds or paid membership to get all the benefits of the game. And the last couple weeks I've been playing multiple other games. I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of Hogwarts, a little bit of Rust, just because the burnout and demotivation of RuneScape has been hitting on a next level, and taking a few breaks here and there is always a good thing. So in, was it almost 2 weeks of playing a little bit of other games off, I kind of almost completely finished a mod pack on Minecraft. This account is trimmed. This account is Master Quest Cape. I'm working on Master Max trimmed next. And the only thing I'm missing is like 7 different skills to get to 120. With woodcutting and divination being my lowest skills right now. Or not woodcutting, fire making and divination, I mean. Budspot's been getting you all over today on chat. It's a fun little add-on to Twitch that randomly replaces words with butt. I know it's a little childish, but it's a little fun, so. So if I go into achievements here, if I can find my mouse, the Master Max capes. Once I get 120 all, I'll have all 3 of these achievements at once, which means I can get 3 new capes. I'm just kind of glad I'm getting kind of close on all my slower skills to the higher levels, so it's less of a grind for my 120 all. Don't get me wrong, all my fast skills are pretty much done, but all my super slow skills are getting along. Almost to another XP claim. Uh, 30 more minutes until the next wilderness event. Yeah, what motivated me to go for trim was I was grinding out the Rex Matriarch's boss pets, and I called out in my clan chat, if I get a champion scroll before I get a boss pet, I'll go for trim. And I went and spent maybe 10 minutes, got 2 champion scrolls. I'm like, okay, that's my sign, I need to get my trim. I know skilling content isn't always the most enjoyable, but at least it's relaxing. We have to kind of wishing most of my skills were like at where my agility level is, or my. I wish I didn't put off skilling so long, to be honest. Back in, I think it was October, is when they released the Master Max capes. And that's what really pushed me to have the motivation to go for trim. Because before that, I didn't even really bother with XP. I just was a combat killer and didn't really get skilling XP much, so. Now you can get Scavenging 4 in 3 different ways that work together. You can get the brooch, you can get the perk on the weapon, and then you can get the or a perk on the augment, and then there's like a passive you can get where you have a higher chance of getting invention components. But I have most of my invention components came from the invention release, where the meta at the time was just disassemble everything you could possibly think of, and they didn't realize until it was about a week or 2 after the release that, oh hey, the meta is to actually level things up and break them down, and everyone just thought you didn't have to level things up right away. And one of the best things I recommend for Scavenger is Slayer. Keep Scavenger on your Slayer gear, and before you know it, you'll have plenty of extra components just by doing Slayer. The luckiest scavenging roll I've ever seen was 3rd age components. I've never seen El Junkin or Shadow or Avernic. Any of the ones that you want. I've seen just like the very rare, like stupid ones that are most people would waste their money on. Not bad. The luckiest roll I've seen with the brooch proc is Armadillion components, I want to say. Here in about 25 minutes, we'll be running up for the KBD event that starts. Ooh, Onyx dust. I like those. Yeah, RuneScape has been my main game for almost 20 years. I do like other games. It's kind of hard to break away from your main game to spend time with other games, especially if your main game is interesting at the time, or there's a lot going on in the main game. It's like, I want to do this, but yeah, all this is happening, so it's like, I can't, and it's like, so that's why one of the reasons why I keep coming back to RuneScape. I think we will change to our cosmetic scape when we go for this event. Although the golden gray I have going on now is nice. I'll probably put on the purple set next. Just because it matches my combat gear better. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Have a nice one, and I'll see you around. Mr. Fire. The ice falling off our roof just kind of like spooked me a little bit there. Ooh, another phoenix. I'll take those. That's an interesting cosmetic. Let's go. Getting close to this level here. $500K away. Let's fill the flask before this event goes, and then we'll gear up for that in a minute. Use on the flask. Let's see here. Since I don't have Elder Logs, I won't be doing that method. Oh, this is a long Yaktrack. Almost. I think I need 16 for what I wanted to unlock on Yak coins. Too bad they didn't roll over from previous events. I'd have like 40. Oh, we got 70 workers now. When did that happen? Why did I roll past that? Let's see here. Okay. Let's head up to the spot. Well, while we wait for this here, trying to get a webhook to register and it's not wanting to cooperate. So in the meantime, let's update our cosmetics while we wait for the KVD to start here. I'm going to go with my purple. Now let's do the wings. Let's go with those for a little while, eh? I think so. Oh, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So this one has a chance of 2 different titles. Castilian and Terrifying. Let's see if we can get one of them at least. Patty. Paddington. Paddington! Come here. Boy. Come. Forgot to fill water runes. What, bro? Let's switch to fire spells for this then. Let's see if it was worth picking up, eh? Okay. 5 more minutes, and then we'll have this wilderness event done and go from there. Come on, Mr. Dragon. Mr. Chris, how is you today? Yo, my bud. I am doing pretty good. Got a little spooked earlier when the ice was falling off the roof, but just because it sounded like a large crushing sound happening. Yay, people are starting to show up here. Won't be on this world all alone. We're just now starting to get warm temperatures. 1 second here. We're in the 40s today, so not the warmest, but pretty average for Craig. It's getting warm enough where the ice is melting and the snow is melting, and they are having a race on which one can get done faster. The only bad thing is, this summer, once all of it's gone away, we'll have to get someone in here to fix our roof because we had a little bit of a water intake. That's good. Yeah. This one is about to hit 30-year mark for its when it was made, so it's a little bit on the older side. Actually, no, I live on the northern end of town now. Mom and Brooke still live near the cemetery, but I'm over near the middle school now. Yeah. Do you remember, what's his name? Like, I don't know how much you remember about town, but the bypass that went from, like, where the new hospital is towards the Bags Road, I can see that from my back window, so. I don't know if you remember where Skylar used to live up in that little neighborhood up there, but I'm up in there. Let's go, dragon. 3, 2, 1. Perfect timing. Me and him are still close. He's married or engaged to be married still. I don't know if they finally tied the knot or not, but his fiance lives in the Netherlands and they met on PlayStation, so his dad kind of like towed us out the other day. Um, Chances are, if you're on PlayStation, he'll probably talk to you on there. I forget his PlayStation name, but I know he practically lives on that thing. I want to say it's like Ratchet and Clank something, but could be wrong. So let's get those sacks out. Recharge to this prayer. The lower one gives nothing. The better one gives nothing. I'll take that. Can't remember the stuff to it. So I wonder how long this account, if it's close to its 20 year yet. Mr. Hans. 5,831 days ago, this account was created. So that's 13 years? My plans for tonight, like, for stream or for, like, tonight, like, after I get home, I'm like... Because for a stream, I'm just trying to get some skills up. And for tonight, probably after I get my wife home, not much. No, PlayStation Hour Gadget Power 2 should be Skylar. Let's see here. Didn't get us on that event. Yeah, her and her ex-husband lived there. It's not even Bravenson anymore. It's Elk Lodge Apartmentals or something like that, or Elk Core. It's been renamed like 6 more times. Oh, have you heard about it now? Recently? He doesn't know which gender he is on each day of the week. And 60% of the time he's going as Luna and dressing up as a female. He's wanting to get the surgery done, but he's saying that cross-dressing will work for now. He works 3 doors down from my wife. He works at the budget center now. And he doesn't know which he's going to be which day. So, like, he's grown his hair out long. He's got silicone implants, so he's like half man, half woman hybrid thing. And when he's in his female form, he goes by Luna, and when he's in his male form, he goes by Jonathan. And I was gonna tell you, I'll probably message it to you in private, but some more about my sister that you'd probably be interested in hearing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather a skilling map. You just be mad about my PC? Oh yeah. Well, at the time it was only I had a Radeon 770 with Windows 10. It was like 16 gigabytes of RAM. What else was in that computer? An AMD A10 chipset, which isn't the greatest, but back in 2013, 2014, it was pretty mid-range. Now I've sent you the link to the computer I have now, so you're running, you know what that is. Let's gather a map and head over to the islands. Like right now, my computer is pretty beastly, but it's still a laptop, so. Ow, my leg is itchy. So this guy has my range gear I would like to get one day. I mean, I have everything but the cape. I have the armor, but it's not dyed. I don't have that bow. The best part is, him and Mary Beth's wedding, divorce finalized on my birthday, and exactly 1 month later, me and her were married. Working on some wood cutting here, and I see some farming over there. Sorry, skilling content isn't the most enjoyable, but I'm working on my 120s, and it's slow grind after 99, so. The ironic part is that man had my dream profession and was too dumb to be responsible and keep it. So I guess you can say the I have in his computer that he wants is a fair trade-off. So there looks like yes, there's a divination spot on this island. Mr. Tree. The ironic part is that I'm only skilling for XP now. I don't even need pets anymore. What's with the graphic settings here? There we go, that's looking better. I don't know if you remember Summer, the one that used to hang out with like my sister's friends a lot, where she grew up in town. But technically, she's the closest person you might recognize that lives near me. Her family home is like 4 houses away. This bird's name. Quiet chuckle. Mr. Tree. Why is game music not playing? I'm getting there, Mr. Noob. Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Everything alright, bud? Nice. Well, happy birthday to the birthday recipient. Yeah, RuneScape got another record recently, or about 6 months ago, for the largest amount of code in a video game and the largest video game to come to a mobile platform. I thought I heard my front doorbells jingling, and it was the dog whacking the bell with their tail. And I'm halfway done through this bamboo, or a little bit further. Hey, 80 million more XP until I have my next broadcasted milestone of XP. So in other words, 100 hours. While this is working on the rest of this wood cutting here, I'm going to take a quick check. I'm hearing some strange noises coming from the other room here, and I'm wondering if someone got into the door there, so give me a second. Okay, I'm getting back here, and the noise I was hearing was just the dogs being weird. But of course, before I sit down, I have to use the bathroom because I forgot to pee while I was up. Come on. Okay, I'm back. I think for good for a while. Almost getting done to this tree here. Or this bamboo, not a tree. let's see here. I bet you I have less than 10 progress left on this bamboo. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I know there's mushrooms northeast. It looks like divination northwest. For one of our warmest days we've had this year, for some reason I'm physically cold. So 2 farming, another tree, another 3rd farming. Is this just gonna be farming and woodcutting? Looks like it. In that case, since I had come for originally divination XP, and I'm not getting divination XP, let's go to another island, eh? Don't get me wrong, yes, I need the woodcutting XP, but yeah, I'd rather have other XP right now. Now let's see what this one has. That one has woodcutting, so maybe another farming. Hunter. Give me a mining or a divination. Ooh, jellyfish. That's new. Didn't realize you could do jellyfish on islands like this. Well, I'll take those back. Yes, I'm using a tier 70 hatchet that has like tier 20 damage against these level 93 monsters. You know what? Let's just go back to my island. Because at least I know it has some resources on there that I could use. First, let's do the div, because that's what I originally came for. I just wish I can afford the new game when it comes out next month. The new Assassin's Creed is supposed to be coming out. And I've played the others, I just want to play that one when it comes, but don't think I have $60 right now. But that's how much it'll be on release. It's on pre-order right now, so who knows when it'll come out. It's supposed to come out last week, but it didn't. Well, let's see here. I would like to hit my 113 firemaking and divination today if I could. Then I would know all my stats are at least halfway there. So 2/3 of the way through this first energy. might be able to get a bunch of free XP today. Once those memory strands get a little bit more. Mr. Getting there. Technically, I could probably just level up right now if I wanted to, but where's the fun in that? So after this ancestral node here, I'll go claim the strands and see how close we are to div level. And then we'll probably do a little bit of fire making, trying to get that level up, and we'll be at 113 all, or 113 base. I can't wait till all my stats are like 118 where they're close to 120. I'll be remotivated to finish them off because they'd be like close. It's coming along. I'm on 56 or 57 of 70. My current Yaktrack is burning Elder Logs or Skill and Kill, so I'm doing the Skill and Kill because Elder Logs are too expensive for my blood right now. Let's see here. Yeah, I believe it's 56. Yeah, 57. And I'm about a third of the way through this current one. Yeah, once you get past, I think, 80% through completion of it, you get passive, 10% XP boost for the next Yaktrack, or 15%. And so far, this is the only Yaktrack I have not finished yet, so. Well, the very first one I didn't finish, but I got close. I think I got 80% through it. I think this is the 10th or 12th version of the Yaktrack. I may be wrong. Plus 20% after 65. Oh, wow. Well, I'm not at that part yet. I'm at 15%, so I'm getting there. Don't get me wrong, yeah, I could probably just, like, finish it off. Spend 4 bonds, but where's the fun in that? I remember when Yaktrack used to be 5% if you got 80%. But now the up to 25% is nice. It's probably 65. Or maybe the last reward. Here, I'll check real fast. So at 60 you get a buff. So from at 60 it goes from 15 to 20%. Then it looks like 70 you get 2 more percent. So capping at 23%. Yeah, the Wildernesscapes, I wanted those. The Shadow one or the Moonstone one, whatever it was, the purple and white one. But then they made them super rare and ungodly on rare value, and it's like, yeah, maybe one day. So I rock the Fresh Start 120 cape thieving instead. The 40 mil, hey, that's better than the last few that have gone for. Usually the ones that you get with the Yak ones sell for about 5 mil. The only reason why I'm skilling is because I'm trying to get my Master Max. Wrong tab. Because that's all I'm needing for my Master Trimmed. But that being said, I have 12 skills that are not 120 yet. $120 mining, I probably, if they ever brought back Fresh Start Worlds, I would probably end up going for more 120s. Other than just the thieving and the, I think archaeology are the ones I did. They should have just made the inverted cubes available to everyone once you hit a certain milestone of XP. Say you grind out 20 million XP in a skill in a single day or a single week or whatever. They should allow you to have the inverted capes at that point. But Jamflex be Jamflex, and they don't know how to properly do their content. I know they said up to 18 months after Fresh Start Worlds, but, and it's only been like, what, 3? but still. Like, you have the opposite skills to me, almost. Agility I'm doing with Silverhawks. The cooking, I could easily get it fast. I just cook when I need food. So, like, when I run out of cooked food, that's when I cook food. Prayer and summoning I got in the same week. Just got bored of having them as my only combats that are not 120, so I figured I'd finish those off. Construction I'll probably end up doing through contracts and flat packs. And my goal today is trying to hit 113 all at least. I have 2 levels to go until I'm halfway on all skills. And that's divination and fire making. For my prayer, I did the cleansing crystals at half an hour. 430 plus crystals from 110 prayer to 120, and I AFK'd for 3 days. So then they probably will a little bit. I have a feeling that they probably won't, though. Because from what's known about necromancy is it's going to be trained. Majority, kind of like Slayers, trained through combat. And I have a feeling they'll have like a little bit of like an invention twist to it. So it's like where you'll have to get the parchments or whatever, for example, to resummon the animations. And I keep forgetting that necromancy's coming, and I'm totally unready for it. But when it comes, I'll probably be broke and struggle through it like I did with archaeology and invention. And I missed the divination launch because I was worrying about school at that time, but well, just kind of what they've hinted in the recent quests. They haven't really released more information other than what the skill's name is, and that it's supposed to be coming out this summer. But speculation. There's a lot of people thinking it's going to be a combat skill, and there's a lot of people thinking it's going to be a support skill. Which makes sense, because if it's kind of like Slayer was, and the whole concept of necromancy is bringing things back to life, it would have me think that it's basically, after you kill something, you have a chance of it coming back to life, and you have to re-kill it. The skeleton model rework, I bet, is part of the necro grind. I bet you they do it in June like they did with archaeology. And I bet you they do, like the 3 weeks leading up to its release, they'll release a giant bombshells every week on what to prepare for. Well, they did promise it will be in 2023, they also promised many things that haven't come out when they promised to. And if you go look at history releases, like, say, summoning, divination, archaeology, invention, they all were summer releases, so that makes me think that, oh hey, probably another summer skill. And being the first major updates of the summer, it's usually a good time when they want to do the skills. But I have a feeling they'll probably end up finishing the 403 quest line before they do the new skill. So that's another, maybe 3 quests to expect before skill comes out. And if they've been, at the rate they're going, putting out 1 or 2 skills a month, well, when they released archaeology, it wasn't fully ready on release, but it was. So you could do like 95% of the skill on release. Then they added 2 micro additions later. And I think the only skill that they've released that was pretty much ready to go on release for at least leveling up to 99 was Dungeoneering. Heck, Dungeoneering came out in 3 sets too, but the base leveling, like levels from 0 to 100 for most stats, should be ready on release. I can understand the 100 to 120 range not being ready on release, but because it takes time to get to those levels. But for most skills, you would expect, or you would hope, that they're ready on release, but yet our content creators have proved that not to expect anything because nothing is guaranteed in this game, even if they promise it years and years and years. But with archaeology, when they released it, they didn't. There was a little bit of hectic, but it wasn't. I feel it was a smooth release, as in execution and. Realistically, I feel that their game promised summer. You'll probably be right with it being winter, but I feel that it's still 2 years out. Because they were unaware of the name of the skill. Then they released the name of the skill like 3 days later. It's just like, how much have they actually put into it? And will it be like when they promised sailing and what else did they promise? Enchanting and stuff like that, and it never came. But going with their history and their previous releases, I feel June 6th will probably be their either release or their showcase. One of the two. And with previous skill releases, I've noticed it's about 6 weeks before the actual release that they start doing the behind the scenes and artwork streams leading up to the release. So if they follow I forget his name, the guy who pretty much proposed necromancy in 2017, and pretty much just remake his skill, then it's essentially just a rework of the Arceus spellbook from old school, but worked into an RS3 release. My big goal is trying to get 120 all before its release. That's why I've been trying to grind skills recently. If I can hit at least 118 all before its release, I'll be satisfied. But at the rate I'm going, I can possibly see 115 all. Combat 151. I could see that. But I would also think it'd probably be Combat 200, because if you go back to the or the fresh EOC launch, when they just added total level divided by X number of skills instead of the plus or minus 12, whatever, that they changed. That's why I think it could have a possible of 200 total. No, normally what I like to do with my skills is I'll do a skill until I get burnt out of it. But I don't want the traditional last skills to be my last skill. So that's why I'm trying to get rune crafting and divination and construction 120 before my fire making, fletching, hunter and stuff. But I also don't want them to be too far behind each other, so I've been trying to level up balanced, but yet when I grind a skill, I'll grind a skill. I bet you they make the combat gap go to 160 or 165. And the reason why I think that is because if, on average, it's plus 12 per skill, and there's, except for the skills that go to 120, and those are like plus 18, we're at 138 now. Makes me think that 165, if it goes to a 120 skill, will be where it sets to. But then they may not increase the combat level either. It may just be a support type skill that's trained using combat, like how most people train invention nowadays. Because if you think about it, support is the category of skills that has the least amount of skills in it. That is a crazy lot of abyssal demons. Did you at least get an HSR roll in that time, or is it just pure out kills? Like, with me and skills, when I decide I'm actually going to grind out a skill, I'll grind it out. Like my last 120 I did was summoning, or no, smithing. I went from 107 smithing to 120 smithing in a week, doing 18 hours a day, just burying Elder Rune sets, and that was during the last double XP weekend. And the reason why I did smithing was because it was one of my more expensive Bibles left, and I just wanted it to be done. I didn't want to have to worry about saving up the money for it later. This account has had 2 blueberries as well. like for double XP weekend, I also wanted to grind out 120 divination, but after my smithing grind, I only had like 5 hours of double XP hours left, and that was able to get me 1 or 2 levels because I didn't have enough people who wanted to do Div Dunge with me to do the fast method. I had a friend who got no, I was one of the ones that raised 120 Dungeoneering on release. Took 13 days to get from 1 to 118. And then I had a period of time where I couldn't play for like a year and a half. And so I couldn't finish my 120 until I came back. But I'm at 165 million Dungeoneering XP. And it's one of the skills I actually like to do. I don't understand why... Well, I do understand why people hate Dungeoneering, because it's just like a big puzzle, but yet that's why it's so fun to me, is because I enjoy puzzles. Ooh. I did most of my agility. Actually, I got to 95 agility before Periph even came out. And I did most of my agility at the Advanced Barbarian course, where it's like a tenth of the XP of Periph. Yeah, I was focusing on finishing high school when a lot of between the Dungeoneering divination time frame, so I missed a good portion of that. Let's see if I have enough here. Probably not, but I'll probably get close. Just with my strands to get... Yeah, this account has like 1,600 days played in the almost 6,000 days it's been here. Well, no, this came out in 2000. The strands here came out in, what, 2017, and I didn't even realize what they did until like 2 months ago. I just thought that once you get the prestige here for the statues, that they had no use. They were useless. I didn't realize that you could hand them in for XP drops until I was practically almost where I'm at now. I'm going to try to see if I have enough penguin points to get my 113 div here, which is 170k XP. Then I'll go work on my fire making, and then I'll be at least 113 base. 8 points. That's enough for one lamp. Let's see if I can get the XP I need through Treasure Hunter here. Well, there's 113 div. Actually, he has 9 accounts now. They're almost... The main 7 accounts are 5 bill plus, yeah. And his last 3 accounts are at least 3 bill. So, 400k fire making XP. What makes me upset is that he's gotten a Dark Onyx core, at least on every one of his accounts. And I've never gotten one. But yeah, here's the proof that I've gotten 2 blueberries. Equip the fire making stuff. Wrong preset. I love that. So, core, frame, gloves, tinderbox. I was one of the ones that wasn't really abusing, but did the world hopping thing. I would try to get 2 to 3 worlds, and I think in 4th or 5,000 very rare sacks, I've never seen a core, but I've seen 7 weapons, so there's that. I wonder if I was to hop to a more populated world here. If someone would have a brazier up. Yeah, I didn't even learn about that until about 3 weeks before they had fixed it, or 4 weeks. My friend's like, yeah, come do the multiple sack with me. I'm like, what's that? And he showed me how to do it, and it didn't benefit in any way for me, so. And now you can only do 1 world, and you can't hop worlds after you get a world, so it's like... Oh, hey. Here comes 0 XP. Oh, I need to pull out my fire making cape. I forgot that. the friend who showed me how to do the multiple world topping thing for it, he's gotten 30 or 40 cores in like 1,800 sacks. And I'm here like on the other end of the spectrum, not able to get a core, and it's like, I just want 3 so I can upgrade all my stuff. Let's just put it this way. I started doing the Evil Tree Wilderness event at 109 woodcutting, and I'm almost 114 now. Same goes with mining. And I've gained like maybe 1,000 KBD kill count since it came out. Holy wind, Batman. It's starting to pick up really heavy here. On Fresh Start Worlds, I got rank 65 in thieving, and I got 300 quest points, got 1499s, what I did is I sold my Challenger Halo for 7 bill and my cape and pet overrides for another 3 bill. And then I bought them back when they were 700 mil each. So I profited about 8 bill or 9 bill from the pair. And I used that to get my summoning, my smithing, and base 112s from 99 all my skills, so I wanted the magic cape, the invention cape, archaeology cape, and slayer, but I got thieving because of my overrides. This is the main reason why I wanted the thieving cape originally, is for this outfit here, for my trimmed or my shadow dyed elite tectonic with my shadow dyed fractured staff. I wanted the cape for that, and since I've gotten the cape, I've used other capes a little bit more, but I do have it back. And when they make it where you can get all the inverted 120 capes, I will probably end up getting all the capes and the pets again, so. Or at least buying all the capes again, so. Well, looks like when they released Fresh Start Worlds, they hinted it'd be 18 months before all the inverted capes will be available to everyone. So we just got a year and a half to go until all the others will be available to everyone. And what I feel they'll probably do is make it where you have to get like a set amount of XP during a double XP weekend to unlock the ability to buy them. What they should do is make it where these yak coins can buy the inverteds. But each one requires like say 20 or something. So you have to do like full Yaktrack just to get one. I love Fresh Start Worlds as well. I did the 18 hours a day, 6 a.m. to midnight type grinds, and I would have placed higher in thieving if I had a better start on the first week, but I kind of chuckled at how many people got reset and disqualified because they were bugging with Fresh Start accounts to main accounts and getting stuff smuggled in. But they did have a lot of community feedback that liked Fresh Start World, so they probably will do it again. I thought it was funny how on the Fresh Start release, all of RuneScape servers, both old school RS3 and Fresh Start Worlds, were down for 6.5 hours. And just because of how bad of a crash they've had, and they had to do like a community-wide rollback before the rollback, and everyone that got a good head start had to start all over, and it was quite hilarious. And sorry about that hurricane. Hopefully you guys are surviving and doing okay. When Fresh Start Worlds came out, I went about it kind of backwards, but it kind of benefited me. I went and got half my quests done before I did my skilling. This way, I had all the quest XP rewards, and I didn't have to do I would say the worst part of skilling, which is between like levels 30 and 50 for most of my skills, because of the quest rewards. Ooh, Canada. The closest thing to natural disaster like that that's ever happened in my area is an avalanche that swallows um, half a river for 6 months. The longest part of my struggle for my thieving grind on Fresh Start Worlds was getting between levels 30 and level 60 for the Thieves Guild, and all the worlds being crammed for people trying to do the Thieves Guild gates. So what I ended up doing was the wine stalls and vegetable stalls. Ooh, Prince Edward Island. I've heard of that place. First person I've ever met from there, but I've heard of it. I live in the high Rocky Mountains of Colorado, so United States. Well, the one second here. Hello. Yeah, growing up, our school district here, the history classes made us draw like every country, every state, every map of the entire world, and we had to try to get it as accurate as possible, like recreating the maps. So. And they did it to us at a moderately young age, like I think it was 5th grade or something like that. And actually, most people don't realize that Prince Edward Island was named after Edward, and the Canada was a territory of the royal family for the longest of time. I think it was 1987 is when Canada became independent from the royal family's territory. I may be wrong on this, but that's, I believe, what experience I've learned. Well, I was kind of a geeky kid growing up, and I watched a lot of like history channels and stuff. And they did a 3 hour special one time on the what is owned by the property of the crown, and majority of the land of Canada up until like 1987, or maybe it was 75. It was one of the years. It's weird. Was owned and operated by the Queen Crown Jewels royal family. Was a territory of them, and I a lot. That's why a lot of Canada is named after like royal family names. And one of the things that the crown owns that most people don't realize is a tunnel boring machine worth about $30 billion. And that's one of the ways that they drill their subway tunnels. I'm also one of the weirdos that think that the United States has failed and should go back under the royal family decree, but that won't happen. Yes, because of after the Queen Elizabeth's death, her son took over, so they're in the process of producing a new currency with the king's declaration on it, or the king's image. Don't get me wrong, I think America is great, but I also think it is a failure because the only thing we're number one in is crime and murder in the world. We used to be number one in a lot of other statistics, but now we're like, in education, we're ranked 17. I just know I was born here and don't have the ability to move, so. And I live far enough away from people where usually I'm not affected by metropolitan areas, so. And a lot of this gun violence is because of the schools are allowing bullying to happen, and instead of getting the help that these kids need, they're getting bullied, and then once it gets too far, it gets. They don't know what too far is, and. Like, I live in a place where it was declared a gun sanctuary. Like, if you own a gun, you're safe, whatever. And then 6 months later, they're trying to ban the guns in the same spot. I'm like, first you're saying that, yeah, bring them all. Now you're saying no. It's like, and I understand. It's most people don't realize is A gun by itself doesn't kill people. It needs the operator to be is the one that's causing the problems, and it's when bad operations happen that cause people to freak out about gun violence. Hi, boo-boos. The one thing I don't like about how everything has gotten to the point where if you're not PC about certain things, it's like the chances of bothering are not even worth it. And what most people don't realize is a lot of the countries that have high gun populations are a lot of the countries that have lower crime rates, because if everyone's packing, then you have less people causing issues. But then when the people aren't properly trained and disciplined on how to handle this equipment, that's when problems happen. Like, in my region, we're one of the biggest hunting capitals of the world. And we have a lot of elk and deer wildlife hunting, and a lot of herd every year that we gotta get down. And yeah, those are two great things to go by. Well, the reason why I say that is because countries like Netherlands, where it's a 1-to-1 ratio almost on guns per population, the violence rate is like less than 10%. While in the United States, where the guns outnumber people 10-to-1, but the crime rate's also higher too. So it all depends on how well people are controlling their equipment, how well people are using it. And uncontrolled and undisciplined people cause undisciplined problems, and Don't get me wrong, I appreciate what this type of equipment can do and how it can be used as a tool. But when people are incorrectly using them and not using them as tools, that's when there's issue. And I may be wrong on numbers, I may be wrong on my explanation here, but in the end, I agree that, yeah, gun violence is wrong, but also, I also live in a big hunting area where if you don't have guns and you're not hunting, then you don't eat. It's like, there's all multiple ends of the spectrum, and it's multiple viewpoints, and I think the majority of the problem is that when people who aren't properly trained, aren't properly disciplined, aren't properly going about obtaining this equipment, that's when misuse starts to rise. Because, yeah, I know these equipment, they can be devastating, but that being said, they can also be very useful if used in the right manner. My favorite type of equipment is actually less lethal, but still lethal. It's more of like a crossbow and bow and arrow type than firearms. Don't get me wrong, yeah, I support the use of firearms in a proper manner, but I also against all this gun violence in schools. I also think that if you live within a certain range of certain establishments, you shouldn't be allowed to store or own in that area, but the way I think about it is, this world is small, and there's a lot of different types of people out there, and not everyone is bad, but not everyone is good either. And everything requires a judgment call before you are certain on motive. What I don't like that they're trying to do is take away the weapons, equipment, and stuff from like military personnel, ex-military personnel, people who are properly trained and disciplined and shown how to use this equipment in a manner that benefits all, and try and make it a crime for them to for the after effect of being there for their country. It's been a crime for them to do what they need to do to survive their lives. To leave the house, yeah, I don't think you need to leave with the weapons, no. But unless you're going off in the country or whatever, or if you're going to war, I'd agree that the right to defend and the right to protect. I also agreed that I'm a little bit younger in age, but I also feel that I'd rather have a gun in my house than no gun in my house if it come down to potential threat on my family. And it would be used in self-defense in that thing. But in manner of speaking, I'm more of a fan of blades instead of exploding. But no, they're in the United States right now. They're trying to make it where soldiers who are complete of service and have retired and that were allowed to keep their equipment after service are being fined with criminal charges just for having ownership after service. Like when I say blades, I used to collect knives and swords and axes and stuff and anything that's a blade. But if they, on the other end of the spectrum, if they ban guns and they got rid of gun violence, it's only going to keep honest people away from the problem. Because a dishonest person will still go about obtaining and doing as they seem fit. So there's 113 base total level. And some of this equipment isn't even lethal that they're wanting to get these former service members in trouble with. Like just owning, like say, uniform. Not even weapons or equipment. Just uniform. They're wanting people to get in trouble for owning uniform after service. Or even like protective gear, like helmets and pads. They want people to get in trouble for owning. Yeah, like the vests that you can put the slates into, the cargo pants, the helmets. They're trying to get people in trouble for owning after they've provided service to their country. In trouble with first-degree charges for being in possession after service. Without giving these people a way of making things right, or without warning, without heads up on, oh, hey, you need to turn this in before you get in trouble, or anything like that. They just want to say, oh, you're getting in trouble for owning it now. With no heads up, no nothing. Heck, even face guards that, like, protective eyewear, they wanted to take away because people were, who were service members owned. And another thing they wanted to do is try to ban everything that's considered assault weapons. But yet, what most people don't realize is most assault comes from physical alterations. So, like, most assault charges don't have any weapons at all. Not even military grade, just like safety gear that they would need, or that they were issued during service. They're not allowed to. They're trying to take it away, just for owning it after retiring. Even if it is protective gear, military gear, whatever, any type of issued anything, they're trying to make sure that people get in trouble for. I'm just kind of curious on how bad the crime rates will spike after they take away all this stuff that's like last hope and last thought on especially our service members. It's not in passed yet, but a lot of the states and senators were talking about it in the last few weeks. So, like, yeah, for example, say you work for a government company and you're service personnel. And just because you're ex-service personnel, if, let's say, there's anything that could be considered after service equipment, you can get in trouble for owning it without warning. The ones that they mentioned the most were like protective vests and helmets and boots. Owning a pair of worn out service boots apparently can get you in trouble now. Why are they gonna want people to be out in the streets naked with no form of anything next? And then that would just bring up the physical crimes even more on stuff that they've been trying to take away. all I know is that it's been crazy what they've been talking about, and I may not agree with all of it, but I have no way of controlling what happens, so. I haven't done much research into it, just what I've seen posted on, like, senators' news posts, whatever. But, and I hope that they don't go fully through with it, but right now it's still in talk on senator form, or on senators, level. For especially some of the western states like California, Colorado, Arizona, and stuff. Kind of curious on where it'll go. Right now, as I'm aware, it's still not fully in effect, but yet they're wanting to. So, and I know that they can talk about a lot of things before things happen. So. And I'm in no way any expert or anything. I'm just relaying what I've kind of been hearing on politician posts, so. I've already kind of come to terms that this world is doomed and it won't be around much longer as an entire planet, not entire civilization, just the rock itself. I agree it's real unrealistic, and I agree that it's crazy, but if that's what lawmakers and politicians decide to do, that's what they decide to do, and I hope they bring things to a vote, but knowing what's been going on the last few years, they probably won't. But the way I see it is, I'm one person, and unless they bring a vote to the general public, I know one person can change the world, but yet the way they want to approach things, it's yeah, I get you. Me personally, I wish the everything as a whole can go back to like it was like 20 years ago, where brutal honesty was good, but we'll see. Yeah, I live in a small community. All we have are residential schools. TLDR. It might be a different. I agree, because in my knowledge, residential school pretty much means a public school in a residential environment. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything like that here. I'm not aware of. There probably is, but... Okay, from what I'm seeing here, 98. But still, that's kind of crazy. It's a crazy subject that is mind-boggling. Like, I don't agree with that type of stuff, but when I mean, like, you didn't have to be so politically correct, so there didn't have to be so many warnings, there didn't have to be so many um you didn't have to worry about how you said things or the way you said things. um Why this person keeps calling me out now? I 100% kind of agree with that statement. I try to live, like, take care of myself and my family, and don't let things get to me, so. I just think the world would be better if, as a whole, they didn't have to be so PC. I understand why they do it. And yeah, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but just don't expect everyone to do it, especially if it's something that people who grew up being taught to say yes ma'am, no sir, opening doors for people, being shown manners and politeness instead of using which pronouns and which verbs to describe people properly. And I just like to enjoy the day I have, because I know life's short and there's people out there who have worse medical conditions than me, and I shouldn't complain, and live life the best you can while you're here. Because the average age on this earth is 70 years old for most people. Or for most countries. And most people who make it that far don't really care what people say or do anymore. It's just they realize that life's short, life's long, and once it's over, it's over. You can't really control the movement of time and the movement of progression and everyday standards. And it's like, I'm the type of person that if you show me respect, I'll show you respect. But if you disrespect me, don't expect me to still respect you back. Like me, I have more medical conditions than most people. I understand that some things are out of my control and I can't control things. I understand that time is short, life is short, and you gotta make the moments that you have matter to you while you have them. And like, I'll be one of the first people to admit, yeah, I screw up, yeah, I mess up, but do I think of myself as a horrible person? No. Do I think of myself as a curse on community? No. I just think that people who believe in perfection are blind and need to learn that there's no such thing as perfect, because everything is perfect in their own way. And there's some people who live more in 5 years than people do 100 years. It just depends on the person, the time, and the place. One of the biggest things I've learned is not everything is fair. And you can't really expect everything to be fair. That's good to hear. And after I've worked in corrections, like community corrections, I've learned that people can change. It sometimes the people you think will never change are the ones that end up surprising you. in my area, a lot of the schools, they were more of how to prepare, which I wish more schools around the world were like this. They kind of like prepared us for what life's like. That life's not fair, and that there's so much to be learned, even if you don't know all the facts. That sometimes just taking a moment and just reassessing the situation can change in so many ways. And a lot of the younger communities don't understand that, hey, what is affecting you now may not always affect you. Hey, have a good luck. Have a good day. If you wish to follow, subscribe, whatever, on YouTube or Twitch, Twitter, whatever, I'd appreciate that. Or if you ever wish to chat, I have a Discord server you can join. I do plan on streaming more frequently, more than the 2 or 3 days I have been every week. So I'll see you on the next one. I think I'm gonna call stream here today. We're gonna put host on for Twitch. My friend Chris is streaming. Pop over there and say hello. I want to say thank you guys for joining. If you liked, please subscribe and follow. And I'll talk to you on the next one.